So this Reddit post completely caught my attention. And honestly speaking, it should catch the attention of everyone else because this mom asks, am I the hole between the gluteus for asking my daughter to talk to her boyfriend about his behavior in my kitchen? Obviously, we see this labeled as not the gluteus hole. She says, my daughter has a boyfriend. They're both 18 and he's often over at our house. It was okay at first. I don't mind feeding teens because I am not a frugal person. I made spaghetti, tacos, chicken, snacks, and other typical home cooked meals while they were hanging out. First of all, I'd like to point out that's a great mom. That's on point. That's if you have friends over and your mom makes spaghetti, tacos, chicken, snacks, and other typical home cooked meals while you're hanging out with your friends. Duh. That's a W. Your friends are always gonna want to come over. That's a W. Are you kidding me? But over the last few months, he started acting in a way as he lives here, and it honestly feels strange. He simply opens the fridge to examine what's inside without asking whether he may have anything. Okay, a few times he has asked with container already in his hands. Yeah, that's a problem. He's also started making comments to my daughter, but in a way that I can hear them. Like, your mom hasn't made that chicken dish in a while, or I thought there would be pasta tonight. Where's your home, bro? Where's your home? Who are your parents? Do your parents still live with you? Did you move out to an apartment on your own? Like, where you at? Where are you? Where do you live? And he really eats a lot. He might finish almost all the cheese, drink the juice, take the last frozen waffles, and then look for something else in the pantry. I feel ridiculous. Like, I'm counting pieces of food, but it just feels a bit annoying. I didn't say anything to him directly because I don't want to embarrass him and my daughter. I spoke to her privately and asked her to tell him to behave a little more politely in our house. She got upset and said I was greedy and making a big deal out of eating. Now, I don't know how to feel about it and feel like my daughter sees me in a bad light. Yeah, because she does. And to be completely honest with you, teenage girls, their opinions are like down here because emotional regulation does not exist with them. Any emotion that comes up, like if you meet a teenage girl who has a good head on her shoulders, that's a winner. That's a winner in terms of like she's going to grow up to be a decent adult. Most females grow up to be okay adults, but you'll find that a lot of them have emotional regulation problems like in their teenage years because of all the hormones. And teenage girls tend to be really negative when they hit puberty. That's the word I'm looking for. They just become like really negative about everything. And so now your opinions are preemptive war strikes. Like, your boyfriend is eating all the food that I'm making, the effort and time that I'm putting in for my family. He just comes over here, eats it, hangs out with you, and asks you why I haven't made more food. Bonkers. What is wrong with him? If I were the parent, okay, here's the thing. Like that kid wouldn't be doing that if the dad was in the home at the same time that he was doing that. He wouldn't be doing that crap. He wouldn't be doing that crap because he would be considering like there's another man. Just the presence of a man in the home, it would cause him to just take a step back. That's one. Two, why haven't you called his parents? What's going on in his home? Like, talk to the parents. Like, his parents are probably the same age as you. Like, you guys could be friends. Like, hey, Brody is over here like eating all the time. Like, I get he's hit puberty, but like, is everything okay at home? He literally comes here and eats all my food. Are you all okay? I think that's simple enough, right? If a dude was in my house eating my food and I'm there and I'm looking at him like, dog, what you doing? I'm gonna call his parents, his dad, and be like, hey, what's going on with your kid? Like, he's just here eating everything in my house. Are you not feeding him? Are you not feeding your child? I think that's simple. But this mom feels bad because the daughter is manipulating her and gaslighting her. Man, screw that. That's why you're a parent for a reason. You're not a parent so you can be gaslit. Even when you're wrong about your decisions as a parent, you look over that later. You think about it later. But you have to consider when you make decisions, they're final. You don't say, well, honey, he's like eating my food. What do you think? Mom, I hate you. Like, it's just food. Get over it. We can get more. Can we? I think maybe we should get more when you get your next paycheck and start using her paycheck to pay for the food, or show her how much you pay for food a week and say, are you willing to work to pay 50% of this? Because I bet you the answer is going to be, are you kidding me? This makes no sense. So let's take a look at the comments and see what other people are saying, because this mom thinks she is the gluteus hole. If he's comfortable enough to request specific meals, he's comfortable enough to hear some basic house rules. Like, what's wrong with this kid? Even worse, what's wrong with the mom? Like, if someone is in your house doing this almost every day because he's dating your daughter and that gives him rights into your home to this level, to this extent, you've got to lay down some ground rules. See, this is why the masculine leadership is needed in a home. I'm assuming there's a father in the picture. Like, hey bro, if you're gonna date my daughter, when you come to my house, none of this crap. What pushes me to think that there might not be a father in the home is the mom is on social media making this post. Where's the dad? Where that at? Where that at? And if the father knows about it and he's not doing anything about it, oh, there's a bigger problem. There is a much bigger problem because her daughter, this is not going to be the end of the problem. It's just going to get worse. The daughter's just going to get worse because obviously there's no structure in the home. If your daughter can tell you to get over it, it's just food, and there's no father in the home, I'm not going to say that's an L, but you've got some stuff coming down the line. So the lady replied back and said to this, I would be mad about this whole situation if he respected me and my time cooking, buying all of that. She said, I wouldn't be mad. But that's the problem. When you're young like that, you don't consider all of that stuff. That's exactly why boundaries and rules and regulations are in place. So that even though you don't understand, you still have to follow the rules, right? That's why a lot of people hate my house, my rules, because there are rules and boundaries and regulations. And when they leave the home and go figure out stuff on their own, they find out it's not easy because your parents have been through it and they've established rules. Sometimes parents go a little bit overboard, but you have to think about what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect and help you. Someone else said, your daughter doesn't see the problem because it's not her money that was spent to buy the food. She's not the one cooking either. Just like her boyfriend, she's just a recipient, but she'll see where you're coming from if she's the one feeding him through her own money and effort. I agree. It's about time to set boundaries. Since your daughter won't help, you should directly talk to her boyfriend. Don't worry about making him feel embarrassed. He definitely should feel some of it if he can't stop raiding your kitchen. Completely agree. I mean, these are based takes, like completely agree. I don't think this was about money, just basic manners, treating others as one wishes to be treated. Well, he wouldn't know. He's a teenager. What do we talk? He probably thinks like food is whatever, just like the daughter. Like, come get the food whenever. He's not thinking about if he has his own house and he's putting resources to food and some kid is just coming in eating everything. Like, get out of here. I'm kicking you out like a stray dog in my house. Shoo, go. Someone said at this point, he's not visiting your daughter. He's beta testing, living in your house rent free. The menu requests are especially bold. At this point, I feel like a free cook in a grocery store. Well, then speak up for yourself. Yeah. This is why this post was so interesting to me, because lady, you're the grown-up. Where are your boundaries? This random guy is walking all over you in your efforts and not recognizing you. Even if he recognized you in your efforts and your cooking, that still wouldn't be enough, because where is his home? Why isn't he eating at home? That's problem number one. And then number two, your own daughter walks all over you. You know, kids are going to hate you until they're old enough to understand 1 + 1 at like 21 years old. But your own daughter is walking all over you, and this random kid, this stray kid, is walking all over you. Like, hot take, you're the problem. You are the problem, because kids need boundaries and they need rules, they need regulations, and you're not doing it. And you're coming on the internet to get the advice of a bunch of random people to see if you're the mean one for wanting to have structure in your house. That's bonkers, because here's the thing. Keep your house structures and rules private. Don't bring it on the internet. How you run your home is how you run your home. Once you bring it on the internet, now you're subject to every opinion out there, which is not going to help you at all. It's just either going to make you look really bad or really good. I don't know. That's a little too risky for me, because a lot of households don't always have rules that everyone likes on the internet. So it's a risky thing to bring it on the internet. But you're not the gluteus hole, but you lack some boundaries, crazy boundaries. And you need to fix that, because your daughter is going to grow up. I don't know if you have more kids. I don't know if your daughter is going to get more stray dogs in the house, but you need some boundaries. As a woman, you need some boundaries if there's no father present and this kid is running all over you and your daughter is running all over you. Like, this is a problem. Fix it. If you got value out of this video, let me know. Let me know your thoughts below. Like, is she the gluteus hole? Like, is she the problem? I think she is. If you don't think she is, let me know. Like, let me know your thoughts for real. But if you got any value out of that, I appreciate a subscription. Like and share the video. Appreciate you guys. Peace.